Yo, what it do, crew? It's your boy, EK Plays. First of all, happy Easter, everyone. Great day to celebrate the resurrection of Jesus. However, you're not here for that. You are here for the top 25 YouTuber basketball list. It's about time. Took me a while, but I finally got it together. Couple of rules before we get into this. Rule number 1. If this person has posted any content basketball related on their YouTube channel and has a YouTube channel, they are eligible for this list. Rule number 2, any participation in YouTuber basketball community events or awards received from those events are strongly considered for this list. So, those are all the rules, and without further ado, let's get right into the top 25 list. Here we go. Alright, before we go into the official list, I would like to name just a few honorable mentions that just missed the cut compared to the other top 25 in the list. The honorable mentions list consists of 9 people, and these 9 people are Briana, Kenny Chow, Austin Mills, Pete Randall, Jake Randall, Rice Gum, 50 Cal Mal, Famous Los, and your boy, EK Plays. Why are we all here and not on the list? With the exception of the Randall twins, many of us are all strong at shooting and scoring, but are not the best on defense. The Randall twins were the closest out of all of us in the honorable mentions to make the list, but I know that the ones that I put ahead of them at the lower spots of the top 25 list are slightly better than both twins. Despite not making the official list, this doesn't take away from our abilities on the court, and I want to take the time to shout us out. We deserve the recognition. Alright, and without further ado, let's get into the top 25 YouTube basketball players. Starting off the list at number 25, we have Cash Nasty, the lockdown defender himself. You feel me at Cash Nasty? Cash has a great record on the YouTube basketball scene, and he also has the hardware to back that up. Most notably, his SneakerCon MVP award in 2018. Cash prides himself in his defense and does a good job of providing perimeter pressure on whoever he is guarding. I compare him to Marcus Smart just because of how much of a dog Smart is in the court. Cash plays with that same type of hustle and scribing mentality in basketball. The holes in Cash's game are his offense. He's predictable in his attack, relying on either a right to left crossover to finish with a left-hand layup, a mid-range jumper from the elbow, or a three-pointer from the top of the key. Everywhere else, Cash is inconsistent on the offensive end, but his defense is what takes him here to the top 25 list. At the number 24 spot now, we have Jenna Bandy, aka Jenna Bandy Buckets. Bandy is simply a bucket getter. She has a killer crossover that's able to get her open space for her smooth jumper from the perimeter. I compare her to Allie Quigley, who is one of the better shooters in the WNBA. This is based on Jenna's ability to be able to shoot from anywhere on the floor, off the catch, or off the dribble. Jenna's weakness comes from her speed. While her offense is still effective this way, she isn't the fastest or most athletic on the court, making it tougher for her to hang with some of the better players on the list. Coming in at number 23, we have Ty the Guy. Now, Ty doesn't have that much basketball experience compared to the other YouTubers, but you can't take that away from his skill on the court. While slightly unorthodox in style, Ty's size and athleticism is tough for many to deal with on the court. I compare him to Pascal Siakam based on his solid all-around game with his greatest attributes on strength, defense, and finishing. Ty's go-to move is his sidestep step-back jumper, but he also has a strong spin move that allows him to attack the rim and a consistent pull-up three-pointer. Ty's main weakness is he doesn't have the best handles, which makes it harder for him to attack the basket against taller and more challenging defenders. All in all, Ty's game is solid, and I would love to see him get more opportunities to improve his ranking. At number 22, we have our second female hooper on the list, Briana Green. Simply a stud out there on the court with her handles and her scoring ability. Briana is easily the best female hooper in this list. Like Jenna, she has a great jumper from the perimeter. The main difference comes from how much quicker Briana is compared to Jenna. Her favorite spot on the court is the left wing, where she uses her signature step-back jumper to create space for her to hit that shot. I compare Briana to Sue Bird because of her great shooting ability and quick handles. This is what takes her 2 spots ahead of Jenna, as she's able to get to the rim at a greater rate with her quickness, ball handling, and strength. At number 21, we have Jesser the Laser, the dynamite scorer himself. While Jesser at times may not try on the court, you can't say he isn't talented. He attacks the rim strong, always looking to draw contact to go to the free throw line. He's a sidestep, step back 3 that he's able to use as his go-to move to create space beyond the arc. Many compare him to Luka Doncic, and I do think he looks to score a bit like Doncic with his step backs and his post moves. Jesser is definitely one of the best scorers in this list, but his lack of efficiency on defense is what brings him down lower. And to round out the last spot in the 20s at number 20, we have Zack, TTG, aka Zack, the Traveling Gamer. Zack has a very balanced game. His first step to the basket is explosive, as he's able to get around his defender and score at the rim. This first step off the triple threat is what forces defenders to sag off him, giving him space to score from distance. I compare him to Victor Oladipo for these offensive abilities, but also for his solid defensive attributes as well. Zack is a great all-around player and one of the best and experienced basketball players in 2Hype as a whole. He is someone who I would definitely want on my 5v5 team. Now to start off the teens of the list, coming in at number 19 is Caleb Nash Feemster. Known for his trick shot videos, he's also very skilled on the basketball court. Caleb is very skilled for a guy his size. He has been able to show off his solid shooting ability and low post scoring on several occasions, with his frequent appearances in NBA Playmakers. While Caleb has a great low post hook and a post fade, he's also able to pass out of the post to an open teammate very effectively. I compare Caleb to Nikola Jokic for all of his offensive abilities I have mentioned. I definitely want to see Caleb in more 1v1 games in the future, as I believe he definitely could pick up some wins against some of the bigger YouTubers with the size and variety of ways to score. At number 18, we have DC Heat. DC is most well known for his nerd playing basketball videos, but he's more than just a one-hit wonder. His shooting ability and high release help him to hit almost anything from 3, regardless if there is a hand even in his face. He also has a great first step out of the high post and on the perimeter to be able to get by his defender and attack the rim. I compare him to Danilo Gallinari, as this type of height and shooting ability is something that greatly resonates with DC's game. Now DC is a little skinny out there on the court, making his strength and defense a little weak. However, he is just finishing up his senior year in high school, so he can definitely gain a few pounds, beef up in the gym, become an even stronger player in college. At number 17, we have Duke Dennis. Now, he may be a 2K player, but this doesn't take away from his abilities to get it done out there in the basketball court as well. Duke can score in a variety of ways. He looks to do his damage in the isolation, which is why I compare him to Jason Tatum. He's a strong step-back three-pointer like Tatum, and usually looks to attack the rim with his dominant right hand, just like Tatum looks to do with the Celtics. He's also a solid defender, as his strength, size, and quickness makes him a great person to cover many YouTubers on this list. His offense is slightly predictable, however. He doesn't have too much frequency in his game outside of his step-back 3 and right-hand drive out of the triple threat, which puts him a little lower on this list. Coming in at number 16, we have SoLluminati. Now, So does talk a lot of trash, but he certainly backs up this talk with his play in the basketball court. This may be a crazy look at it, but I definitely see So and Jesser with very similar play styles. The major difference is So is a few inches taller. He looks to score from the triple threat and the low post, combined with his smooth jumper from the 3 and the mid-range. He's a tough cover for many defenses. I compare So to Kevin Durant because of his plethora of ways to score, especially his go-to one-legged post fadeaway. Like Jesser, I think he is lazy on defense at times, which puts him lower on the list in comparison to those who are ahead of him. Alright, now at number 15, this may be slightly controversial, but I have Marcelas Howard, the backyard hooper, at number 15. There is no denying that Marcelas has game. He has solid handles and can finish strong with both hands. His go-to move is the between-the-legs crossover that he's able to lead himself with the ball towards the rim, gaining an extra step on his defender. There is no doubt that his ability to attack the rim with his quick and shifty handles is a direct comparison to John Wall. This may be a slightly lower spot than people expected from Marcelas, but you'll just have to see who else is ahead of him. At number 14, we start off our first Kick Genius member of the list, and that's going to be Trey Good. Trey can jump through the gym. This is why I compare him to the likes of DeMar DeRozan, as his athleticism and strength allows him to attack the rim well, or pull up for a mid-range jumper when the defense is sagging off of him. He is a great playmaker with high IQ for the game, but at times Trey can force the issue when shooting the 3 ball. His inconsistency from the beyond the arc influences defenses to sag off of him, taking him out of his element and forcing him to do something on offense he doesn't want to do. Outside of this, Trey is still a very talented player and will put up a challenge with many people on this list. And at lucky number 13, we have the second Kick Genius member, that being Jay Jones. Jay can score on 3 levels consistently from the perimeter and on the interior, which is what makes him slightly better than his other half in Kick Genius. I compare his scoring ability to likes of Isaiah Thomas in his prime with the Boston Celtics, with reliance on his hesitation move to freeze the defender and pull up from the mid-range, shoot a 3, or run right by for a free layup. Unlike Isaiah, he is a solid on-the-ball defender. He knows when to play the passing lanes and pick the pocket of the ball handler that is in front of him. Despite of his size being shorter than other players on the list, his explosiveness makes him a tough cover for any player. At number 12, we have a player that a lot of people have slept on, but you can't take away from his ability out there in the court, and that person at number 12 is Devontae Friga. Devontae may be a D3 player, but he has proven he can take on any challenge, even against D1 competition from some of the bigger schools. Devontae is very comparable to Damian Lillard, with quick handles, great shooting touch, and high IQ for the game. The one hole in Devontae's game is his size. While he has proven he can overcome bigger players from the bigger schools, I imagine some of the bigger guards on this list, even strong perimeter defenders like Cash Nasty, who are a few spots lower than them, would give Devontae problems to score in a one-on-one setting. And at number 11, the last spot in the teens and the spot just outside of the top 10, we have Tanner Morgan, aka T-Mo. T-Mo is not only very skilled, but he's also a very tall player in the court. His height at 6'9" makes him a lethal shot blocker down low. He also has the ability to score in the low post, on the drive, and even from the 3 as well. His game is easily comparable to KRISTAPS PORZINGIS, with his ability to send shots back and shoot it from distance. T-Mo's one weakness stems from the fact that his handles aren't the best, but his size and shooting definitely covers up the weakness nicely. Once T-Mo gets some more games in against the bigger YouTubers, I could definitely see him well within the top 10 of the YouTube basketball community. Alright, so now we officially entered the top 10 of the list. So as you guys have guessed, these are going to be simply, in my opinion, the best of the best hoopers out there on YouTube. So let's get into it. And we're going to start off at number 10 with my man Chris Staples, the high flyer, high riser himself. His dunks are flashy, and his strong slashing ability at the rim makes him a tough cover when he has a full head of steam to the basket. He also uses his signature spin move to be able to create space to attack the rim. His shooting isn't the best, but it's respectable enough that you can't leave him all alone from the perimeter. Derrick Jones Jr. couldn't have been a better comparison for Chris, as I can definitely see him winning a YouTuber basketball dunk contest one day. Alright, so this next one may be a little bit controversial, but I have the Professor coming in at number 9. I know, godlike handles at number 9, I'll explain why. While this may be controversial, I'll explain why. His defense is subpar. He isn't the tallest player out there, nor the strongest. His three-pointer also isn't reliable enough to challenge some of the better defenders in the YouTube basketball community. Besides these weaknesses, you can't deny the Professor has handles. Superb handles, that is. His mid-range is also very consistent. For when he gets a defender going downhill to guard the paint, he pulls up from 15 feet in to make his defender respect him. I compare him to Chris Paul, not only because of his handles, but also for the Professor's high IQ of the game. At number 8, we have the ankle bully himself, the Bone Collector. Bone Collector is a slightly better version of the Professor. The difference is that Bone is a strong defender and a stronger player in general. His three-pointer is also a bit more consistent, as with space, he can knock it down. I compare him to Kyrie Irving, obviously for his handles, but also for his ability to score in the pick-and-roll game like the great Uncle Drew can. If Bone plays Flight a third time, Flight better not be wearing those Currys again, otherwise his whole ankle will bleed. At number 7, we have another person that's kind of slept on a little bit in the community, but gotta give him a high spot in this list in my top 10, that being Devin in the Lab, aka Devin Williams. Devin may not have the same insane handles that Bone and the Professor have, but he's able to use his game to score in a variety of ways, constantly keeping his defender guessing. His go-to move is his hesitation cross to the left or right side. With this move, he frees up space for a jumper or a drive to the paint. This scoring style is very similar to Bradley Beal, and his ability to score as a combo guard. Devin doesn't slack on defense as well. His all-around game on both ends makes him very talented enough where he can create ballers that are just as good, if not better than even he is. At number 6, we have someone with crazy skill, and that crazy skill goes to Tristan Jass, aka T-Jass, aka the Layup King. Jass not only has the handles and the crazy layups, but this man could pull up literally anywhere on the court. This deep range is why I compare him to Stephen Curry. His quick crossover to his shooting hand allows him to pull up from distance quickly on the fast break. His handles also help him to get around his defender and finish at the rim. Like Curry, Jass isn't the best on-the-ball defender, but his quick hands are able to help him out in more situations than not on defense. He is a lethal offensive threat, and any G League team will be lucky to have Jass on their roster. Now we get into the creme of the crop of the top 25 YouTuber basketball list, and at that number 5 spot, we have Jordan LAWLEY, aka J-Law B-Ball. J-Law is a solid two-way player. His great shooting and slashing ability combined with his great defense on the other end. Like Devontae, he's also able to hold his own with the tougher competition on the court. Most notably in his 1v1s against the athletes he trains in the NBA. I compare J-Law to Klay Thompson because of his two-way abilities on the court, but also just because of how active he is on the court. He's not shooting from beyond the arc, he's doing the little things like crashing the glass or getting a big defensive stop. This is what makes J-Law a great addition to any team. His all-around ability puts him in the top 5. At number 4, we have someone who is not just a knockdown shooter, but a great scorer in general, and that person being Lapray. AJ is a knockdown shooter. He specializes in the catch and shoot from the 3 or a step-back jumper, leading to a 3-pointer or mid-range shot. He loves to operate in the high post, facing up for a quick turnaround or a fadeaway jumper in his defender's face. This shooting, along with his height and solid defense, definitely is a direct comparison to Chris Middleton's game. AJ is a tough cover for anyone on this list, and with minimal weaknesses alongside his offense, this earns him a spot just outside the top 3. Now getting into the top 3 of the list, we start off with a very talented hooper, and that person being BDOT ADOT, aka Brandon Armstrong. BDOT can simply do it all. He's known for his impersonation videos, but he definitely impressed in his opportunity to show that he can hoop for real. He has a quick release from 3 and is also explosive when driving to the rim. He also has great vision and high IQ for the game, making him a great teammate to have. I compare BDOT to Donovan Mitchell for their similar playing styles, but also how BDOT is able to do it all despite being shorter than YouTubers like AJ, Timo, and So, for example. I'm also a big fan of Legum, and hopefully we can see BDOT rapping some more bangers in the studio while he's hooping. At number 2, many call this man the Giraffe. He is super tall, and that man is Kristopher London, aka LSK. LSK not only has the skill, but he also has the accolades to back it up, with his most recent award winning MVP in the Ace Family charity basketball game. Despite being 6'11", LSK loves to operate on the perimeter with his great shooting and nearly unguardable high post fade. His size also helps him with great interior defense, which is why I compare him to Anthony Davis. The combination of shot blocking and shooting from way beyond the arc makes LSK a lethal threat for anyone to guard. However, there is one person that is slightly more talented than LSK is. Alright, this is the moment you have all been waiting for, the number 1 spot of the top 25 YouTuber basketball list, and that person is Filet. Oh my god, that was so bad. But anyway, Filet is the number 1 spot on this list for many reasons. Filet is simply unguardable on the offensive end. In fact, he is already playing in an elite pro league in Canada, where this experience would allow him to easily crush many YouTubers on this list in a one-on-one matchup. He is superb with every stat in the offensive end. His ability to shoot from deep range forces defenders to come out and guard him really tight from way downtown. Filet's quickness and shifty ball handling makes it nearly impossible to contain him from just shutting down the 3 as well. He can shoot off the balance, he can make the jelly, he can make the Filet. You simply have to double team this man if you want to stop him. I compare Filet to LeBron James, not because their games are exact replicas of each other, but mainly because of their abilities to be able to take over a game at any given time. And with that, Filet rounds out the top 25 YouTuber basketball list. Alright guys, well there you have it. That is the top 25 YouTuber basketball list. Again, just a few disclaimers, so it's my opinion. Obviously there's going to be a little bit of bias in there, but I feel like this is the best of the best and truly one of the better lists out there in terms of the way people were great with attributes, how their skills stacked up in the court, things like that. Big key thing, make sure you share and promote this to the other creators. It took a long time to make this list, be able to share this so I can get a lot more viewers and likes on this content to be able to grow from a small YouTuber, just 150 subscribers, to even more and in the thousands, millions, whatever the case may be. If you like the video, please like it, subscribe if you're new, and as always, ZK plays, and you already know what we're doing. We're tuning out. Peace!